the quantitative success in short was that all the sizes of the breast lumps, all of them reduced. See, if you can see, lymph node decreased in size, pain in the lumps also reduced. The idea of chemotherapy was dropped.
We'll start with the first speaker of the session, Daniyah Irfan. Daniyah Irfan is from Hyderabad, and she is going to present you a wonderful case. Yeah, Daniyah, it's all up to you.
Thank you so much, sir. And good evening, all. Welcome to this session. It is my pleasure to be a part of this HNTP celebrations, celebrating 3 years of powerful coaching program. And today, I am really happy to bring to you one of my most beautiful stories that I have handled. Now, what is so special about this story? The thing is that this story runs across continents. Okay, so this client is Hyderabad based and is settled in USA. Her daughter, who was concerned about her mother's health, she is based in Oman, okay, Muscat. And I am in India. So the thing was that we were tackling across 3 different time zones. And when I took up this case, I was really skeptical as to breast cancer case, will I be able to handle it? And I'm not able to see the client, understand the condition. But this went off so beautifully with all the cooperation of the client and the daughter together, where we were able to make her understand, and the receptiveness of the client was the highlight of this case. So here I go. I present to you my case about a mom who lives to be an inspiration. This lady, I'll just jump right into the story. So this story is of a lady who is I'll give you a briefing about how she went off from her childhood till the time she came to me. And she is eldest amongst the 4 siblings. She is eldest among 4 sisters, and she has got 1 brother. And being the eldest, she was a mother figure. And during her childhood, she had some difficulty in, hearing and speech. But her mother cooperated a lot with her, gave her special classes, and got her into a convent school and educated her, graduated her, and made her into an independently thinking individual. And she loved socializing. She has a happy bond with her siblings. Now comes the stage where she had got married. While she got married, her husband was a little bit of a controlling kind of a person from an Orthodox village kind of family. He was a tehsildar in a district in Telangana. Now, what happened was that he being Orthodox and her sisters being a bit of a modern kind of setup, he thought that the sisters would mislead her. So he isolated the wife and said not to keep any connect with her siblings. With all these things, what happens is that what happened was that she just kept on taking the demands as they came along. Okay, and after and during some point she had her sister's family, one of her sister's entire family, she lost in a war setup. There was a war in which her entire sister's family was blown away. So this made her go into a severe depression, and she, for a very, very long time, she could not come out of it. With this, what happened was that being a mother figure constantly for her siblings, she was also overprotective and over nurturing with her kids also. And I mean, at the age when she came to me also, she was so overprotective about her daughters and her grandchildren. It was a beautiful chemistry that she had with all her daughters and her grandchildren. Now, the husband, say 10 years back, he suffered through a neurological disorder, and he got paralyzed for 6 months. Now, during this time, it was a time when she was tending to him constantly. And she was also at an age of, say, around 63 years. Yeah, So that time she was the only one who was looking into her husband's health. And eventually in 6 months' time, the husband passed away and she developed that kind of loneliness. And during that time itself, she suffered, she got detected with diabetes and hypertension. Now, I will be sharing about how she came to me with this condition. Now, this was the background story. As you can see, a lot of things were going on in her life. And when she came to me, she was 72 years. She is 72 years old. Height is 5 feet, 71 kgs, BMI 28, food choice is non-vegetarian. And in this time itself, her hysterectomy was already done, say around 6 years back. She was suffering with deep vein thrombosis, diabetes, hypertension. She had multiple episodes of UTI. And 6 months before her breast cancer got detected, she had actually started getting the pain in her breasts, but she did not inform it to anybody, thinking that everybody is going to worry. And that is her daughters and all would worry about her. So she did not inform about it. Now, 6 months later, when there was some kind of oozing from her breasts and all, that is when it came into light and she informed her family and it was detected. The stage was grade 2B in December 2021. The good part is that she is a very well looked after woman. She is integral part today also of all the decisions of the house. I mean, it used to be so wonderful to see her, taking decisions of what kind of food they should be making. And, today's, I'm the one who decides today's menu. My daughters consult me for, doing some interior design of their house. So she was such an over-nurtured and over-nurturing woman. Okay. And she was greatly loved by her grandchildren. Now, her presenting complaints were ERPR, that is estrogen receptor, progesterone receptor, positive breast cancer, stage 2B. So there was milky discharge oozing from the breast, pain started while sleeping on the sides, started feeling noticeable lumps. Now, this is just a comparison as to how a normal breast cell looks like, and this is how it is the abnormal cancer cells looks like. Okay, so there is a lot of overproduction of estrogen receptor and which divides pretty quickly to give rise to the lumps in the breasts. So she was put on these, so see, now she was on a lot of pharmacological treatment also for diabetes, hypertension and all that. I will not go too much into detail of that because that is one aspect where a clinical dietitian is a very, expert at. Right now, I'm looking into how I dealt with it holistically. So the only thing I will pay attention, I will tell you about is the aromatase inhibitors that was used as a hormone therapy for breast cancer. Now, what does aromatase do? It reduces the level of circulating estrogen, which inhibits the progression of breast cancer by less availability of estrogen. So it's simple to understand, right? Now, already, if you see her food recall, if you go through it, the daughter was so, well researched that before she actually signed me up for this case, she was already giving her so many things, She was saying that I have restricted meats and poultry and soya products and all, because all those are estrogenic. So I want you to pay attention to a plant-based supportive diet. So she was the one actually who came up with this thing that, okay, you please give me a diet like this. Okay. Before that, she was having all these things. You can just go through the food items that she has been already consuming. Now, if I see the 7 areas of life. Now, the physical health was what, okay, it is over-exaggerated diet. I mean, it was as though like every single research was applied on her health, which I explained to the daughter that it is not required for you to be so strict on her. You should not, you need not be at this age, telling her not to eat this and this. If she feels like eating something someday, some non-veg sometime, that is okay for her. And the client was very happy. Okay, apne mere, you have given me a support on this. So she felt that, okay, wow, she won over her daughter on this point. And they were very mild. physical activities, not much, little bit of walking and all she was doing. Personal health was that she was overprotective of her children and easily takes stress for family related issues. So this was what always, her over nurturing and overprotective nature is what was, at times eating into her health. Vocational health is very satisfied and loves to perform her role in family. Social health is good. She rejoices and remembers the days she spent in India with family. She's a very close-knit connection with her siblings also. Financial health is very sound. Children takes very good care of her. Psycho-emotional health. The unconscious and she's unconscious and unaware about the emotions. Okay, sound emotional health, but had faced too much emotionally and had her health at stake. Okay, so probably in all the earlier days, as you had seen through the story of her life story, it was as though she had gone through a lot of depression, a lot of anger, a lot of anxiety, which she has suppressed. And which she, when I was talking to her, she was like, okay, this also could have happened. Okay, this is why these things are happening with me. So when we taught her about, letting go and, trying to apply the holistic tools, that is when she understood the importance of how her emotional health matters a lot. And spiritual is, okay, she was very much spiritually inclined, but it does not only believe in God, but also get connected with nature and feels the God's presence. So she had that spiritual connect with her surrounding. Now, as for the interventions, for dietary interventions and all what we applied were very few, as you saw that things were already in place. So certain for functional foods, turmeric powder, neem tablets, those things we included. Okay, wheatgrass powder, and we started with her breath work routine and yoga. So we shared with her videos and templates of what kind of yoga she can do sitting on the chair, what kind of breath works she can do, and simple breathing exercises, simple affirmations, whatever she could do. So everything was created and shared to her. And we had a group with one of my colleague also who was handling the case with me. She is Coach Shika Bhatia. It was a very good union of the three of us where we were able to tackle her case. Interventions and holistic tools, what we applied. So this is the most important part of the case, is that the holistic interventions, what we did was gratitude. First was we applied the tool of gratitude. The client was already vibrating at this frequency. She already had that thing, okay, that I should thank God for everything that I have had in life, all my family members and everything that I have had in life. Okay, but certain things like, made to consciously be aware and say those gratitude statements every day to herself. Acceptance, okay, that she had to actually come to terms with her situation. Forgiveness. Now, this was one tool which she beautifully handled. And when she used to say that, okay, today I have told my children and my my daughter whom she stays with, her son whom she stays with, she would be like, when she understood the importance of forgiveness and how she felt so light after forgiving everybody in her life, that she started conveying it to her children also, her grandchildren also. And the daughter called me up and said, Daniyah, what have you done to her? I mean, she is talking about you all and the kind of impact you'll have had by giving her this forgiveness tool is so immense that we are compelled also to think about our level of forgiveness. And okay, next we also connected her with the nature, where she finds a lot of peace. She had some potted plants also, and we told her to speak to the plants because she's staying at home. Now, being in US, there were extreme temperatures, so whenever she was able to go out, we have given her that you can do the grounding exercise also, walk barefoot on the grass and all. So she was following everything so beautifully, and her cooperation was the one which helped us achieve the success in this case. Now, the quantitative success in short was that all the sizes of the breast lumps, all of them reduced. See, if you can see, lymph node decreased in size, pain in the lumps also reduced. The idea of chemotherapy was dropped due to the improvements. This was a milestone which we reached. The success with that was qualitative was, as I already said, that her happiness index increased. She became a more open and a confident person to fight this disease. And when we told her about, visualizing yourself as a person who is cancer-free, as a person who is pain-free, she actually did that every day. That I am thinking as though my cancer cells, my healthy cells are fighting away like soldiers, fighting away the cancer cells. So that was another good understanding that she had about her recovery. Okay, and then the most important thing was that she started working on her hobbies, like knitting and knitting for her great grandchildren, also gardening, admiring nature, and blessing everybody around. And the unique part was that once she told us that my daughter's new house is being made. And I was like, why are you not in touch with me for so many days? And I have not got any update from you. So she's like, no, actually my daughter's house is getting made. So I'm going there to give them ideas about interior design. So that blew us again. I mean, every time we had a call with her, it was full of surprise. Now, holistic connections with the hypertension that she had, it was the stress about the small stuff. Hypercholesterolemia also she had, the being vulnerable, and she needed security. Depression occurred when she lost her youngest sister and her family. Diabetes mellitus happened when she lost her husband, and breast cancer was over-mothering not only the children, but also close family ones and the place where she lives. Okay. So now this is the testimony that she has given. It is a, one moment, I'll just share sound. Yeah. So if you're able to hear.
Assalamu alaikum. आपको मैं यहाँ पर अच्छी हूँ। आपको एक गुड न्यूज़ देने वाली हूँ कि मेरे लेफ्ट हैंड का जो बगल में था वो बिल्कुल कम हो गया, दिख रहा नहीं, अब गायब हो गया हुआ था, दिख रहा, पता नहीं, अब टेस्ट कराया तो मालूम होगा। मेरे को तो ऐसा लग रहा है। आपकी दुआएं, आपकी मेहनत, आपकी सब काम मेरा कामयाब हो रहा है। मेरी बीमारी खत्म हुआ था, दिख रहा है। अल्लाह चाहा तो ये राइट हैंड के जरा और छोटा हो गया बिल्कुल, आप सबके दुआओं से अब छोटा हो गया। यही कहना था मेरे को। अब तो रमज़ान है, अब ईद आने वाली है, फिर इसके बाद आपसे डिटेल बात करूँगी। ओके, अल्लाह हाफिज़।
So this was, very proficiently, she used to send across voice notes whenever she felt anything, whenever she had to convey her blessings or anything at all during festival time or any other occasion. So this was the case with her. I mean, we got so connected with her and attached, and the daughter was like, she is the one who is being sending me referrals right after she had experience with me. And now that is what this beautiful story of this mother who has fought the breast cancer. But yeah, one thing is that after 15 months of everything, they were like, the cancer was not spreading, but the kids, her children wanted to be more on the safer side, and they said, let us go for the resection of the breast. So it was going to happen the time I started the counseling, but with the improvements and everything went off. But just to be on the safer side, they said that let us just do the mastectomy and help her improve the quality of her life. So this was this beautiful story about my client. That's all from my end. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, amazing work, Daniyah. So, guys, I mean, if you see, I mean, one point, if you notice, the doctors have dropped the idea of chemotherapy after seeing the improvements. And look where Daniyah is. Daniyah is in Hyderabad, Shika is in Indore, and the patient is in US. Okay, this is the third patient that we are talking about. The coaches here and controlling the decisions of doctors in US. Okay, one with Daniyah, where the insulin is like titrated by one NGO from a doctor in US and titrated. And second one is Ravati about the nephro case, and here is the cancer case. So if you add value to your education, just not just being a clinical dietitian. I mean, clinical dietitian in the first slide itself, already the daughter did. Okay. For you, these days, ChatGPT is doing a better job than a clinical dietitian. Okay, I'm not demeaning in any way, but yeah, compared to a human, a computer is much better. But look at the way they're able to bring about the changes and the kind of connection they're able to build with the clients. Thank you so much, Daniyah. Next.